Hi, this is Johnny. This is a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, and I have two images, and I want to try to install more um, the from the cocktail image. Cocktail image RK folder wasn't supported, but I wanted to add more stuff to it. So I'm using this Linux file system, which allow you to able to see um, the file where you normally cannot, which is the retro folder called it. So I'm map that drive so that way I could add more retro core, the arcade core to the cocktail, because the cocktail right now only have made 2000 and 2003, and I want some game to work over here. So I'm going to try to do this to see if it works. I'm going to go to ops, because when I try to install it, it say it cannot install for some crazy reason, because the Raspberry Pi is a 4.4 version, and it's an old version, maybe 2 years old, and it won't let you update without crashing the images, the cocktail image. So I'm gonna try to do this, because if you use the program, the Win program to transfer, it won't work because the file is copied. It's a read only, so I can't transfer to change the main source. So I'm going to Retropie, and I'm going to copy the libro, and I'm going to transfer PC graphic, because I like PC graphic, and I want to transfer some of the final burnout emulator as well, and Dreamcast, and then they already have 2000, 2003, which work. I'm gonna try to update the 2000, because I don't know, because yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. 2003, 16, mainly all this arcade. I'm not gonna modify this because the program Cocktail, it does work with the 2003 just fine. So I'm not gonna modify that. And I wanted to Nintendo is fine, and Turbo 16 is fine. I wonder, do I need? I forgot which one is the Dreamcast. I think I only got the Dreamcast. I mean, the not Dreamcast. Yeah, Dreamcast plus the Nintendo DS. I don't know which one is the P for Turbo. For the, I think this is for the PlayStation, maybe. Yeah, because the other one is for the Dreamcast. This one is the Dreamcast. I mean, sorry, this is Sega, and this is I think that one is for PlayStation. So I'm gonna go and copy all those, and then go to libro library. So if you was to come here, they don't have the one that I selected here. Okay, and the one that they do have, they don't really have. Oh yeah, they do have the core here. All right, I'm just gonna copy and paste those. Now there's more to it than just copy the chords, because on your selection, uh, you need to have uh, this information as well, the emulator. So I do not have PlayStation, so I did not install PlayStation on mine. Some reason I did not. Huh. This is my virtual image that I create. You have track mode, but one thing you do not have is the PlayStation. I just realized that because I didn't put any PlayStation there. PlayStation will actually work well. Maybe I'll go back and add PlayStation, but PlayStation use up a lot of space. I'm only using 128 gig for the virtual. Oh, maybe that's why, because I want to make this a virtual uh, cabinet, and the PlayStation, not all the game uh, are vertical. Okay, so I'm gonna go to emulator and I'm gonna copy those over there. Now, since this is copying, it's running a little bit slower. So it does have this, it have made, but should have looked in here faster than looking over there. I want to see what's this, because I don't want to overwrite something that is already working and messed up the original image. So there's nothing really to copy in retro. So I'm just gonna copy those two. I don't know what that is. I do need that. Might as well copy that too. Hmm. I don't know why I have made for all here. Oh, just one line. So it's config made for all. Now, this one, not all of them require this. Only this emulator requires special information. So those need to be transferred over. But this machine is taking forever. Okay, now I'm copying all of this except retro over to this side. Now the next thing I want to do is I don't know if I need anything liberal. Supplement. Okay, this one have track mode stuff. I think I'm just gonna leave this alone. I'm not gonna touch this because yeah, I'm not gonna touch the supply Wesleyan liberal. I'm not gonna touch that one either. I'm going to the config. Now config is very important because it remember what the ROM you have inside. Uh, you have the information like the emulator configuration, retro configuration, the history, and the mapping, all that stuff. So those are very important. Now the one you don't want to copy everything is this one. You're gonna pick what you need to copy over. Now since I don't have an RK that working functional, I'm gonna transfer RK. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer this. Now I'm not transferring the ROM, but in the future if I wanted to, and this is on the 32 gig image. So if I want to put it in a bigger image, then let me see if I can get out this while I'm talking because it take a long time to load. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that Dreamcast. Let's go ahead and go to config, see if I can get there before. Okay. Now they say, do you want to replace those files? Yeah, let's go ahead and replace it. Okay. So we got Famicom, Final Burnout, Game Gear, Game Boy. So I'm gonna copy all that. That's just the setup information, which is not gonna harm anything. I'm not gonna copy the libbo because that's the one that's working right now. So I'm leave that alone. And then I'm just gonna copy the rest of the other stuff over. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that, come over here and paste that. Now the all is the very important step. That's what make the step work. So I'm gonna move this up, not move up. I meant to go to the configuration all. Okay, the animation is the one that have the game set. Okay, and this game set is it actually run track mode, huh? This is okay, so this one I don't want to touch that. That's just mainly for Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to actually leave that alone because it's a retro. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's go to collection, action, Avenger, Amiga. Okay, so this have the configuration of some of the game. So let's copy the collection because the I won't be able to download anything from this version because it's so old. So if you try to even update the script on this version, it just died. Now you could install a core, just it won't install. So by me moving the core over, now I might have to repeat this second time because the code that they downloaded, I don't know, is it so old that might not work well. But I do know the one I have here on the Libre core, it worked very nicely. So I might just keep. I will probably have to copy this again second time after I install it. But you do have to install it, make sure it works. By just copying the code over, it doesn't really make it work. So you will have to go to RetroPie setup and try to install the core. And once the core is installed successfully, you could move the newer core that from another image over that you know that does work. Okay, because I want to try to get the demon font. It's look almost like a metal slot X, but with newer character functionality. I want to make that work. So this is why I'm doing all this. And plus other games that I like that do not work on May 2003. I think it have to be 2003 plus to make it work, or May 2016 or 2010. But for May 2003, it would not work. So, alright, so it's taking a while. Okay, it seems like this part is totally empty on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this over here. And that way, if you wanna create all the action configuration, stuff like that, you were able to have that option here. Okay, so I'm doing it. Okay. Now, normally I would copy the ROM over, but the problem is I want to see if it works first. I want to see if I could install the chords, all the chords that I selected for May. And if it worked, then it will make sense to copy the ROM over, because by copying the ROM over, if it doesn't work, it defeats the purpose of even attempting it. Okay, and there's one more thing we have to do is we have to go to VC. Okay, never mind, you don't need to go to VC. There was something else that I need to do. Yes, I need to go back to emulator station. So go to OPT again, go to Retropie, go to emulation, config, emulation. Okay, so we didn't do the game list. So I think because there was nothing there. Here I have a Genesis. Oh, I think my I wonder I already cop. I hope I didn't do cut and paste over here because apparently I went and copied this apps and scraper and slideshow and theme over. It doesn't hurt to copy over, but I don't know it's gonna do anything. But I thought there was something else I need to copy over, but since there's no track mode, there's no need to copy this because this one do not have track mode. So I'm not gonna bring anything over because the track mode you configure all the game system to use exactly know which game list to use. Oh, I think I did already move the stuff that I want right here. So this one already have set up. It's just the arcade one. This one. See, I already moved this over. You need to have this one in order for the arcade to work. Okay, so let's pretty much wrap it up on what I need to move over, and then let's just copy, I guess. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and run the install, see if it works. I'm gonna install the May 2003 plus, see if it works. If it works, then we are successfully one step closer. So if I want to copy the ROM set from this version to over here, I just need to go to home. This one you will see if you log into the IP address, you will see this. But this portion that we're doing, we have to use this program to do it. Otherwise, you access deny, it won't let you copy stuff over. So this is why we are doing it this way. Okay, so if you go to home, then you go to Pi, and then you're gonna copy because the arcade did not work before. So we're gonna Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi. Now my game list here, my ROM list does not have a good game list. So I have to create a formula probably later on to do this. Okay, so that's weird. I don't see any ROM on this image. Some reason it's not there. Oh, because I'm clicking on OK. That makes sense because the game is right here. The original game is right here. Okay, I was so I want to go to arcade because I want to copy all my arcade stuff from here. Copy, and then I want to transfer to here. Now it's going to take a long time because I have 998 game that I like, that is the most popular one to over here. So that is going to take 3 hours. So what we're going to do is skip this and take the SD card out. We're going to pause this and do it later once we get all the main working. So we're going to go ahead and we'll actually pause this. So we're going to have to reject the SD card out. We're going to unmount, and then we're going to go to Raspberry Pi machine station and try to install all the core. That one, the only one I was able to successfully install the core was 2010, but I couldn't install the rest of it. So by doing this, hopefully that will work. So I'm going to reject the, which one is my SD card? This one. Going to reject H. Now it's safe to take the SD card out. Alright, let's go to the computer. I mean the Raspberry Pi, and check it out.
Hi, this is Johnny. Okay, we moved all the file over and we was able to successfully get Arcade to work, and also give you more option to pick the different kind of the emulator. So it actually worked. So let me go into this. Now, since there is 500 game in here, it's going to be very small to see the game selection. Now, I tried to put Super Mario. Nintendo DS is the only one that do not work. So let's go through the list that we have. We have made still 55 game on this image, and Genesis is the same one that came with this image, the Cocktail image. And I'm gonna show you also touch bases on the Cocktail. It's like how those image actually work. Now I went and bring this one in. This one originally wasn't there, so I bring the Turbo 16 and PC Engine over to this image. Now this one doesn't have a Cocktail image. Those does. So if you play a game, it will show in both sides. This one do not. So I'm gonna go over what make it possible, and let's see if the Turbo 16 is able to do that. So I don't have the image point to the right place, so there's no pictures involved. Well, but some of the animation does work. I think some of the Genesis, some of the Sega version one will work. I mean, not the Sega, the US version work, and the non-USA version do not have a video. Okay, I'm looking for some game that we could. I'm not sure if Bunk allow you to play 2 players at the same time or not. Oh yeah, Bumperman. Bumperman, you could play more than 1 player, but that's not going to defeat the purpose of split screen. All right, let's go to Bunk 3. Alright, so when you go in, you press enter, 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 and it will give you the option, so you could get out of that. So the default for this one, for all the emulators start with the Turbo 16, is going to be the PCE fast. So all the ROM, the default is going to run this. But if you go to the selection, you can see I have whole bunch of different ones that I could pick from in the Turbo 16 library. Okay, and that's the same for the arcade. Later we will look at that. Now there's nothing here. We're just going to launch the game. I just want to show you that this is the emulator that I'm using at this moment, and we're just going to launch the game. Now the secret of this thing to make it work is, now since I have the screen vertically, this image, it was made for the previous image, so this image screen is not acceptable. So I'm going to select select and X. Okay, so bear with me, we're going to fix that. We're going to go to B first, and then we're going to go to setting, and then we're going to go to video. Okay, so the video, we're going to change the aspect ratio, which is right here, and instead of 4:11, we're going to change it to default core, like, you know, whatever the system, the emulator is supposed to be. So we're gonna keep that. So we're gonna press B again to get out, and we're gonna press now the screen is too big. We're gonna press B again, because I don't think this option here. Yeah, we're gonna press B again, and then we're gonna go back to quick menu. To save this setup to the game setting, see at the very bottom you can say save the game setting. Okay, so now every time the game started, it will show say successfully installed. Okay, I mean successfully saved. Now we're gonna go back. Now since you save it, it's best to just you could resume, or you could press select and Y to get back to this screen. Now the screen is acceptable. So we're gonna press start. Oh, I shouldn't press one player. Let me get out here. Now since this is using the same joystick, even though one player, it's going to be in the same direction. So we're going to try to see if it accepts. This is the first time doing this, so let's see if this works. And then we're going to go check the arcade one. Okay, so we're going to press select and X to give you the RetroArch menu. Here we're going to go down to the shader. Now I have a new shader that I just download. So to activate the shader, you have to select 1 by moving your D-pad to this side, and you will get this. Then you press enter, and then you're gonna go to the shader, and then you're gonna pick the cocktail shader. Now this is the original one that came with the system, so I went and added a new one called the same name but have the word new in it behind with the parentheses. So I don't know will it show up here or not. I don't think it will show up. It didn't show up because it's an alphabet order. So I must have copied it into the wrong location. Or maybe it recognizes it because it's the same file name, so it doesn't see it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use the original Cocktail Cabinet. Now this is the file, is a secret of making it both sides screen, where you see on both sides, like a split screen. Alright, so in order to make that happen, we're going to save the game, and it will show successfully saved when you press right there, say successfully. Okay, so we're not going to well, if you apply it, you have to restart the game. It just act funny every time you say something or you apply something. So what I find out is not all the emulator or all the main chords, all the chords that support the cocktail, even though the image is it allows you to have split screen, not all the game will support it. So maybe that's the reason this image do not have TurboGrafx in this setup. Okay, so we're gonna press B and we're gonna see if we could save this. Okay, successful, show at the bottom. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and press select and start to get out of the game completely, and then we're gonna go back in and see if the setup being changed. Now, since it's the first time doing this one, it's more likely I don't think it's gonna work, because when I click apply, I don't see it being too. Oh, it did work. Ah, it does work. So Turbo 16, you could use that program. Now you're gonna say, well, Johnny, it's a vertical, it's not horizontal. Correct. Yeah, one more step you need to do, and then we will be good with this one. All right. But the bad thing is, not all the games support two controller. I think this one should. We're gonna try it. All right. So to fix that, we're gonna go back to the setting. To get to the setting, we're gonna press B. B is the, you know how your keyboard A, B is A. All right, let's look at the keyboard real quick. The button. This is A, this is B. Okay, and this is my select, and this is X. Select X give you the RetroArch menu. The B is to go back, and A is to enter, or you know. All right, so we're gonna go back to the main screen. I'm going to zoom back, zoom in so you can see better. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to press B, and when you're in the B, that's when you will see this setting. So you want to do the setting, and we're going to go back to the video, and this time, instead of having it to be, you don't have to worry about any of this number, because originally I thought that would make some differences. As long as you choose that shader, you good to go right there. Now, only thing you have to do, instead of rotation, you want to rotate it 90 degrees. Okay, so right now 3 need to be going up this way, and this one need to come down. So we're going to do 90 degrees. All right, so that looks good. Now here's the one thing is, I noticed that not all the game will give you the full screen. For some reason, I do not know why. It doesn't matter what direction I change it to. Let's just go back again. See, if you choose normal, and maybe it's because the ratio of my screen, because if I turn in this direction, you can see from the top to the bottom with no problem. But if I rotate it to the 90 degree, then I notice that the bottoms get cut off. You could still play it, but it get cut off. And I'm trying to figure out what causing this. How could I fix this? Like if I turn the integer scale on, it didn't help. It still show that way. And yeah, so I don't know what I could do to fix that. Now if I change this chord to a different one, it doesn't seem to show the bottom either, you know. See, even if I get it to a big screen, low screen, the maximum screen that cover the whole screen, it still don't show the bottom 3. And even if I try 7:9, it still do not show the whole screen of the game. See the game at the bottom, there's some space stuff down here, but it's not pulling the whole screen down. So that's the problem I'm having. Maybe down the road I'll figure it out, but right now I'm not figuring this out. Okay, all right, so that's screen. Yeah, let's keep that. It looks kind of nice. Okay, so now once you finish all that, you have to save it. Okay, so you're gonna press B again to get out, and we're gonna press B again to get out. Now to save it, you don't save it on this screen. You're going back to the first screen. So we're going back to A. Remember we were here, we press B to go to this screen. So we're going to press A to go back to where we were when we first started this. So we're going to go here, and we are going to save. Now we could say save game, or we could say save the chords. That means any game that from now on that I start playing, it is going to be in this format. I guess that should be acceptable. Let's try for heck of it. So we save it with this format. I mean, all the chords successfully saved, and then we can also save it on this game as well. Okay, so now we gonna press B, and let's go ahead and quit, and we're gonna go back in again. So this time when we go back in, it's going to look like this when we play it. Sometimes you have to press it twice to get out. Okay, so that's how he does the Genesis, the Super Nintendo, and the NES using that program called GLS. So you could pretty much use that, I think, in any kind of game system. But the problem is, if this emulator do not support the Cocktail, you will have screen cut off, and there's nothing you could that I know how to do to make it work. See? But let's test to see if 2-player work. So I'm going to press select on the other side, press star. I'm going to press star here, and I think you're supposed to, you cannot see the screen option. I'm selecting 2-player, but you cannot see the character. Oh, that's sad. You cannot see the character. Oh, you see me got bigger, but that's about it. So that's the bad part about it. It does allow you to have split screen, but it's just not giving you enough space. Am I playing, or am I just... No, I wasn't playing a while ago. But let's play anyway. Press star. 2-player. Yeah, I can't see. Can't really see myself. Yep. Okay, now since this ROM do not support the Cocktail, you are not able to go to the bio on this system. So there's no way to, like we could do with May 2003. May 2003 also have Cocktail support, so which is nice. So you could have the screen set up to do Cocktail, so you could have a full screen and play it, and when you finish, it flip over. Now for the home console, it doesn't have that feature. Only the RetroArch support the shaded, and the shaded allow you to flip the screen. And whoever wrote that script apparently did not support the horizontal. I don't know, maybe mostly vertical. But yeah, this is how you actually will change it. So let's get out of this game. Let's try another one, see if, I mean, eventually one of the games should be better than this one. Yeah, I'm hoping. So let's zoom in and see if we can find a different game. Instead of, let's see if we can find any vertical game, like more of a shooting game, see if that will make any difference. Blazing Laser. Okay, the USA version. Alright, let's try this one, and it should automatically have a split screen because I save it on all the, retro core. Yes, see. So if you save it to all the cores, all the game is going to automatically have 2 screens. So that's what we saw in Sega Genesis version on the first video when we were looking at. But we didn't actually go into the demo. Okay. Now I don't know this one will have the full screen or not, but let's go ahead and let's press select on here. Oh, this is not, I'm sorry, this is not arcade. You don't need to press start. You just press start, not select. Okay, you have to press both buttons. Alright, press start. Would it allow me to have 2-player? Okay, so it's a one player, but I could fly forward. If I fly up, then you can see me. But like I said, kind of almost 1/4 of the screen is cut off, so you cannot really see the game unless you move up to the front. So yeah, so PC 8 Turbo 16 is not gonna work for this, for Cocktail. So those of you like me, like Turbo 16, we cannot use Turbo 16. That's the reason that, in this image we only include NES and Genesis, May, and not even arcade, but Super Nintendo. So those games will work, and we could go ahead and check one out, and then we could look at the setup, see how it was set up. So for example, if I now one thing I noticed that the Sega Genesis, even though it's a split screen, let's try this one. I know you could play 2 players at the same time, but can I play it on the other side of the joystick? Okay, so let's go ahead and press A, and we're gonna let it start, and we're gonna go to the RetroArch to see the setup. It's going to be the same exact setup that we did on the PC Engine. But with this emulator, it's supported where you've seen the full screen. See? So that's cool about it. The other one do not. So that's the bad part, is even though you blow it up, it does not show the whole screen. So this one will work with a Cocktail. Oops, sorry. So if I was to press the start button on this side, and then press the start button on this side, normal game, I guess, press A. Alright, so I'm gonna press start on this side. I don't know, does it allow me to pick a different player? We'll press select, credit. It only show 3 credits. Alright. So the other side can see that I'm playing the game. Oh, this is the one game player. You cannot play 2 players at the same time. I guess we have to try Street of Rage then. So if I was to die, this is a one. It's a one screen game, so if I was to die, I don't think I could start a second player on this side. That's the problem. Yeah, it just came back. Okay, so let's get out this game. Excuse me. Let's go to Street of Rage. Michael Jackson is also one player. Mortal Kombat, yeah, Mortal Kombat will work because you are fighting each other. So that actually will work well. So with the split screen, this is a fighting game, so one will be on the other side and one will be on this side, so this one will work. It's weird, the button is not act. Okay, now it says press start. I guess I pressed start too early. I guess I press start again. Okay, credit 3, blah blah blah. No, doesn't tell me nothing. Alright, press B, I guess. A. Alright, let's start the game. First player. Alright, second player come up. So let's choose. I don't know. Okay. Press star on this guy, this lady, and I will choose. Oh, it automatically choose for me. It's too late. Okay, so you could play with that joystick, this joystick, and play 2-player. And so I'm over here moving, and let me reach across on this one. See, I'm moving back with the lady, and then I could punch. So I'm moving closer, let her punch me. Alright, so you could play 2-player with this game. Okay, so yeah, it's not the best. Probably the best way to have a cocktail is maybe have a 7-inch screen, put one on this side, and then have the other one put on the other side. I have seen somebody did a video on that where he actually physically put 2 screens and make it to a cocktail. So the one person will be sitting there playing, another person will be sitting here playing. So I have to measure the 7-inch to see if it would fit on the bunk cocktail that I just bought, to see if I could put 2 of the 7-inch screen in here to play like that, or just forget about all this new stuff that I added and then just play it, you know, because not all the game is gonna work on this. And also I went and add all the different ROM. So let's go check the ROM. All the stuff that I added, it does work. It's just that I don't have a game list created, because this was originally, it was a track mode, my vertical, which I created. It's not really vertical, but it worked well with vertical. And so here's the thing I find out is like, if you choose a different okay, so none of this actually was created. Let's try one of this and I'll show you how I create. This one is not created by, I don't know what emulator is using. So I'm not sure. I think it is using May 2003. So if it's using May 2003, I could press. Here you go. All right. So I could press the L2, and then I could look at the deep switch. Okay. And here it doesn't have. Oh, here's the cabin. You could upright, meaning showing upright, or you could show cocktail, mean it would be 2 screens at the same time. But I don't think this one would do well with cocktail. So I'm resetting the game, and I told it to do cocktail. Okay, so that means after I die, that's what I'm saying, the main support cocktail. So if you was to die, it will let you play a full screen, and then once you die, it will actually flip the screen to the other side. So let's press select coin, and I'm going to start the game as a 2-player, and I'm going to play over here as a 1st player. See, 1 up, 2nd up, so there's 2-player right now. So if I was to let myself die, okay, the second one kick in. See, it's on the other side now, so that's why it worked. So yes, you could create your own cocktail with those information I shared with you on the first video and the second video. So now I'm playing over here now. Okay, so yeah, So even though this was not configured that way, it worked with a 2-player. Now, so some of the game here will work, some of the game will not. Like this one, Michael Jackson, it will not work with the cocktail because half of it was cut off. By default, it's running May 2003. So let me just show you. My virtual game is also using May 2003. Now I could use 2002. This one worked best is 2002, or I could choose 2003. Now with 2003, it's the same kind of problem, is that this game is cut off. Let me try press. If you go to deep switch, and this one, even though it's using a May 2003, it doesn't have the upright or downright. See, it doesn't have it. Okay, player, but yeah, I don't know what that means. So when I play 2-player, it's only going to be in one screen. It won't be 2 screens. Now I could try to flip it by going to here and go to B and go to setting, like I did with the Turbo 16. Go to video, and here I'm going to switch the chord to, instead of normal, I'm going to rotate it 90 degree. And the reason I'm rotating it because I'm going to add a shade. Okay, so I'm going to press escape and then escape, and then I'm going to go back to quit menu again, and I'm going to do the shade that I did with Turbo 16 and change this to 1. Okay, and I'm going to choose the Cocktail-Cabinet. There's 2 of them. The one that work is the one say the full name cabinet. That's the one. If it say cap portable, that do not work for this. Yeah, because it's a 2-player and you want to split screen so both sides can see it. Because it's when you play both of them at the same time. And then you want to save that setting by pressing A to save it. I think it already saved because I pressed it already. Yeah, that's right. See, saving success. Okay. Then we go out, and then we're going to save only to the game, this game only. And then we are going to quit. And then we're going to go back in again. So Michael Jackson, I was able to get it to where it does have split screen, but the same problem like Genesis is that it won't let me see the full screen of the game. See, half of the shoot is gone already. But this would be so cool because this is one of my favorite games too. If I have the screen split in the correct size, I could play 2-player, one on this side and one on this side, and that would be the best cocktail cool game that I could play. But unfortunately, that is not happening. So if I want to make all the game work that way, where one player is on this side and one player on this side, I will have to physically put 2 screens in here to make it happen. Then you could play 2-player. So any game is a 2-player. I could play on this side and another person could play on the other side. So, and that's the whole reason of the cocktail, is to have so what I probably would have to do is put 2 of the 7 inches instead of 10 inches screen. Yeah, so the bad part is when I press start, I guess I wait till when you say press start to press start. Oh, I forgot. Okay, need to insert coin first. So unfortunately, you cannot see the other character because it's at the bottom. So I move up. There you go. Here's the second player. So there's the second player in red, and I'm in the white. So yeah, that's the sad thing is you can't see the whole thing. So with those setups, some game will work and some game will not work. Okay, so that's what I'm finding out on the game setup. Now, if I go to arcade, if you notice, I only have two choices: May 2000 and May 2003. So let's get out here and let's try arcade. Arcade have 500 or 985 games. Okay, now this one I'm gonna try different kind of emulator. See, now I know Nintendo DS. I tried to move Nintendo DS over here, but it won't work. So, and I don't know how I got it working on the other vertical system, but it doesn't work here. So maybe I'll take the vertical image I have and then add Cocktail to it. So I can play vertical game and a split screen when I need to. Alright, I'm going to jump to Michael Jackson, see if it make any difference if I choose a different emulator. I noticed not all emulator work with the Cocktail-Cabinet option. Alright, so we're going to try it again with Michael Jackson, but this time we're going to choose different different one. There you go, Michael Jackson. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get out here. Now, it only my default, like I was saying, it run May 2003, also on my vertical image. But this image came from my vertical image. So now, see, I have all this option. Now, what I did is I copy everything into here and install all the retro, so I could actually literally play any kind of format in here. Okay, and it should work. All right. So I'm going to try Final Burnout Neo. Okay, so now it's running Final Burnout Neo as a default. Now I do not know Final Burn Neo. That's the Neo version of the ROM. I don't know will it support split screen. Now I do notice that the screen is smaller too. So I'm going to press Star L2. See, Star L2 do not work, so this thing do not have a built-in cocktail where you could do that. Okay, so I'm gonna select this instead, and then let's go do the shader first, and after the shader, then we're gonna go change the video to a bigger screen instead of this. All right, so we're gonna go to shader, and then we're going to change that to a 1, and then we're going to pick the folder called shaders, and then we're going to pick Cocktail-Cabinet. Okay, Cocktail-Cabinet, and now we're going to make this Nina. Okay, and then we're going to save the game preset. Okay, we're not going to do it on the quad, we're just going to do it on one game. Alright, so we're going to press, let's do apply, see what it look like. Okay, so when it apply, it actually have two screens, but it show from top to bottom, so that is good. We want that. But now we want this flip 90 degree. All right, so to do that, we're going to get out first, so it look nice with this direction. So this screen will work if it was play like this, but we want a vertical. So we're gonna go back into the setup, press B till we see quick menu, which that have the word setting, and we're gonna go to the video. So two things we're gonna do. First, we're going to rotate it to see what it looks like first before we change the ratio aspect. So we're gonna rotate this. Instead of it being normal, we're gonna rotate it 90 degrees. So that's the bad thing, is when we rotate it, we lost half of the image. See that? But if we kept it 180 degree or 270, is, you know, if it's normal, we could see the whole bottom very well. But if we change it to, guess what, 90 degree, the screen got shoveled over and then the bottom get cut off. You will see better once I change it to a different ratio. So we're gonna go to aspect ratio 8.7. See, the bottom is cut off, and it doesn't matter which emulator you use. Even with this one, it's doing the same thing. So this game, even though I changed to a different emulator, it's still doing the same thing. Alright, configure, aspect configure. How about do we have a customize? Whoa, what? This is way too big. I don't know what option is that. See, you still have the bottom cut off. It doesn't matter which one you pick. So that's the sad thing. Yeah, most of the Sega Genesis, they're using 7:9. So 7:9 is, it fill up the whole 10-inch screen. But the problem is, I can't get the full bottom of the game. Even I use a different emulator. So this game will not work with Final Burnout. I guess I could try the different one and see if I could find any of them that will work with this or not. But that's the basic step. That's the basic step of how to. So once you put the shader in, if it rotates to the other direction, just change it to a 90 degree. And yeah, once I figure it out why the bottom is getting cut off, I will do another follow-up video to let you know, okay, this is what I figured out and this is how it worked. Okay, because apparently is 4x. So we changed from 3 to 6x. I wonder, did that give you more screens visible? Yeah, you still cannot see Michael Jackson. He's down there. So even we change it higher, I still cannot see Michael Jackson. Yeah, so the number going higher do not help. Yeah, so the highest is 10 and the lowest is 1, and it did not make any difference. The character is still right there, so it didn't really do anything to make the screen appear where you could see everything. yeah, the character is still cannot see it, even to change it to a full screen. Okay, that's pretty much it. It's hit and miss. Some game will work and some game will not. Like Michael Jackson do not work. Tempest do not work. Because it doesn't give you the full screen. Galaga 88 do not work, but other Galaga work. So it's kind of weird. Same main, same configuration, but some game will work and some game will not work. Okay, so apparently this game do not work. So if I was to run this game right now, so with LA actually is a little bit of more delay. So May 2000. I wonder if I could change it to May 2016 and 10, since I have actually installed it, so I could test a different setup. Alright, so we're going back to this. We use LB do not work, and you actually make the I wonder plus will work. Let's try the plus. Because yeah, plus will not even load on this one. Okay, so plus will not load that because that ROM is actually made for May 2000, the one I downloaded. Let's try 2016. Oop, I don't want to change the. Let's leave that the default. The one I'm changing is the one in the bottom. Alright, let's change that to 2016. And let's run it and see. Now the other one, 2003 plus do not even load, and the Final Burnout Neo, it loads real slow. Oh cool, this one does show up two screen because remember RetroArch, we changed it, but my screen is not focusing. Okay, now it's focusing. But it's interesting, it's very, very small. Hey, it shows the bottom of the feet on both of them. You know, the 2016 will actually work. Cool. Oh, it worked, but the game runs slow. That if we finally found one that worked, but I might need to go look for a 2016 Moonwalker for Michael Jackson. So 2016 actually worked. You could see the whole thing, and then at the same time you could actually blow it up. So let's make it a little bit bigger. We're gonna go to remember we press B to go to setting. Okay, go to setting, and let's try video, and make the video instead of that size, we could change it. That's too big. We're gonna change to 7:9, and that's the standard default for all the Sega Genesis game. Not Sega Genesis, but the other emulator, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis. So we're gonna keep it at 7.9, and we didn't have to rotate. Well, we did have to rotate 90 degrees, otherwise it's gonna be this way. So that's good. So we're gonna press B, and we need to save this. So we're gonna press B again, and we're gonna go to quit menu again. And this is the first screen when we first come in, and we're gonna save the game. Okay. And once we save it, we are going to make sure I save it to make sure you guys saw that too. So I'm just going to exit out game, and then start from beginning. And this is good. 2016 will work, but I need to download a different ROM version. It's the same game, but that ROM that I downloaded was made for 2003. It wasn't made for 2016. ooh, it still show me a smaller screen. Maybe I need to save it in okay, here is the main screen. We're gonna, remember, this is the main screen, quick menu. We're gonna press B to go to the setting, and then we're gonna do the video. Oh, I didn't save it. Maybe I forgot to. No, I thought I did. All right, let's go back to the video, and we're going to change this to, instead of chord, we're going to change to 7.9. Now I can see what I'm doing. There we go. 7.9. Okay. All right, 7.9 is the screen that we want, and we're going to go ahead, press B, and then go back to, and then we're going to click save. Let's go ahead and save it for all the game. So whenever you save it start acting funny. Alright, save it for both. Alright, so we're going to see if we could go to the top and restart the whole thing. And then we restart it, but it still shows half screen. It doesn't give me the full, the big screen that I wanted. All right, I need to insert the coin. Forgot. Yeah, there's a lacking for this emulator. Even though it supports both screen, Cocktail screen, but the emulator do not support this round. See, you have 2 players. So that's good. It's just slow. Okay, we're getting closer. Alright, let's get out of the game. Let's try one more and then we call for the day. And I'll do this behind the video, meaning I'm not going to record it, and I'm going to see what else I could figure it out. And once I figure it out, I'll share with you guys, so you guys could make a true cocktail with your favorite game, not just with the one is given to you. We're gonna try 2010. I know 2010 is pretty good, but if it doesn't work, I'm gonna definitely go look for a different Michael Jackson with a different version. Alright, 2016 worked, but it's too slow. So let's try 2010. That's the last one that we could try. Okay, so those emulators do not support Cocktail only because we're using RetroArch. So RetroArch is the one that actually made it possible to have a Cocktail split screen. Okay, that's the reason the non-arcade ones also work. This one seems to be promising. The sound is good. Yeah, sound much better. So maybe we could use this one. Maybe we did find a fix for it. We're gonna let it run the demo so we could hear the sound, and I'm gonna see if I could. Yeah, again, the sound's good. So 2010 will work then. Okay, so by installing 2010 to this, I'm able to get more game and make it to work. Now what I need to do is to figure out, can I make this bigger so that it will fit the screen better, you know, instead of, it is a portable game, but I want to see if I can make it more wider. Alright, so 2010 does work, so I'm going to press B, get out, and we're going to go setting. I'm going to do the video again, and this time, see, I did put it on 7.9, but it didn't take it. How about if we do by natural chord, you know, chord pre, that one. Would it make any better? And this one was originally 3x, so let's change it back to 3x, see if that make any difference. Okay, so I'm putting it at the, Did I turn anything on that I don't want to turn on? Okay. For some reason I don't see, oh, because I don't see the screen. That's the problem. Okay. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go back to quick menu, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom, say save. And I'm gonna also save it here too. Okay, so that means anytime I choose 2010, I will have a split screen automatic. But yeah, it become smaller than the first time. Yeah, it become, I think it's a lot smaller. It's smaller than what we expected. Yeah. So we are going to keep it at 2010, but we're going to try another setting, see if the screen will get bigger. Okay, press B, setting, video, I do not know what setup was that. Okay, 3.4. It's big, but not big enough. Alright, let's try 3.4. Alright, let's save it. And save it again. Alright, this one at least bigger. Okay. Alright, it's acceptable. It's just not 100% acceptable because I could play the game now with 2 players. It's just the screen is not big enough. But at least it's playable now. Yeah, you don't have no lacking on 2010. So that's good. We do have some sound lacking. It probably would play much better if it was on Pi4. Alright, hopefully this help a little bit. But like I tried and I did find something that actually worked. So yes, you could actually find something to work, which is better than nothing, you know what I'm saying? Using only one screen to play 2 players, which is not bad, not too bad. Alright, thank you for watching. Sorry the video's been so long, but hopefully helpful. Alright, later.